and welcome. You are listening to episode 50 of the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast, coming to you from Scotland on Thursday, the 3rd of October, 2019. I am Colin Little, and joining me today is Paul Kaczynski.
Bottom line is, she tries to blackmail me, I'll push it out a higher window.
And Gary Hogg-Simmons.
That was awful.
Hi. It was very awful.
We have nothing to do with the video games industry, I'm sure you can tell. We don't make them, we don't sell them, we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you have probably kicked our asses online. Right, quick one. What film was that from? No, I know what accent it was meant to be, but what film's it from?
Hold on, I need to try again. Right, hold on. Bottom line, if she tries to blackmail me, no, it's blackmail, that word I kind of get.
Yeah.
Blackmail. If she tries to blackmail me, Maya.
Alright, Max Shrek, calm down.
It's Max Shrek.
I know you know it.
From
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
Returns, yes. Well,
Meanwhile, I got bigger fish to fry.
that's see, that's very much. So I think that's supposed to be Penguin. No,
No, I was still walking.
All right.
That was the low, grumbly walking.
Nah, you were going a wee bit too Al Pacino there. You were going a wee bit.
Funny.
Oh dear. Right. Anyway, hello everybody.
I'm available if anybody.
You do surprise me. Wait, you are available. You, on the strength of those performances, are available.
Yes.
I see. Well, I'm really glad that we started this monumental episode, episode 50,
Well, I thought
on
I'd do
such a high point.
Thought I'd do something special.
Yeah, then when you couldn't think of it special, you did that.
It was something special
Thank you,
indeed.
Gary. Thank
It
you.
certainly was
One
special.
to be remembered.
Hello, how we all doing?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, groovy.
Here we are, back in the confines. I'm afraid, boys, there's not a live studio audience here for you this time.
Yeah, it's
They're
not
not
the
a
same, is
co-op.
it?
It's just
Feels a wee bit dead.
Yeah.
It's as if there's one too many people on the panel and just.
I see.
How was London?
London was good, yeah. London was very good.
Yeah?
I have to say, I got my flight back up, and on the airport, I listened to the episode went out that night, I believe, or maybe it went out the morning. But I
It was
got
that night,
I
yes,
did, yes,
yeah.
and I got to listen to it immediately. And
Brilliant.
believe I was actually listening to the first half of it on my British Airways flight home.
Oh my!
ooh,
Yeah,
travels with style.
I was trying to sleep in the plane. Wasn't happening.
Did you get one of those lie downy things? No.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no.
not that good, right? Okay.
no, not even close to that.
Oh,
I mean, my knees were stuck in the back of somebody the whole way. I mean, it was British Airways, but it was like cattle grid.
Right.
British Airways or whatever, cattle class. So anyway, I mean, I don't know how long that's we've wasted. I hope that our listeners are still with us.
this is gold. This is the gold dust.
This is the stuff. This stuff. And this is what they, 50 episodes of. I mean,
Anybody can go on the internet and find out what's happening with games, but this kind of stuff,
It's beautiful banter.
this gold,
isn't it?
as you said.
Yep.
It's like pearls before swine.
Yep.
Anyway, Paul, what you been playing?
I've been playing loads.
I see that.
I feel like it's at the time at the moment where I don't have enough time to play the games I want to play.
I see.
Oh.
Well, I have been playing Red Dead Redemption 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been playing Jedi Knight
Yes.
2, and also Greedfall,
Yes.
which we'll come to.
Yep.
But other than that, I did the 10-hour EA Access trial for FIFA,
Mm-hmm.
FIFA 20, so that was quite good. So when was it? Was it the Tuesday or the Monday? Before it comes out, they give you 10 hours basically to play it, the full game.
Oh, nice.
I think they do it with quite a few games, but
Yep.
FIFA's good.
I think they did it with Battlefield and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Did you max your 10 hours?
I did max my 10 hours, yeah. Just before I bought it. I deliberately didn't put the disc in, just so I could finish. I think it was like 24 minutes left or something. To which point, at the end of the 24 minutes, it just stopped the game. I was halfway through a game and it just stopped the
did it
game.
Denied.
I thought it might like go to the dashboard and then let you install it and all that, but no, just stopped the game. No, I got a loss.
Kidding you off.
What's your verdict?
Yeah, it's good. I played a lot of Volta.
Yeah,
the kind
that
of
seems to
street.
be the big thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's getting mixed reviews basically, but
Volta is, or
Volta,
yeah,
the whole thing.
I know the game's getting,
Always
there's
does.
there's apparently some massive bugs in the single player. Apparently, single player's a bit of a mess this
The
year.
career mode,
Oh,
there's
dear.
a lot of stuff going on. but it always does.
Yep.
I think it must be something to do with the sheer volume of people that play it. You know, the percentage of moaners are going to be high.
Well, possibly, but it does seem like there is actually some problems with it this year.
The career mode is certainly getting. They created a whole hashtag save FIFA career. Or
I
something
did
like
see
that.
that. Yeah.
FIFA movement.
It's because they tried to mix it up again. But I've not played the career mode yet, so I can't comment firsthand on that.
I haven't played any of FIFA 20 yet. From what I have seen, people are not hugely impressed with it. They seem to think it's very slow.
It is slower. It's definitely slower. I think one of the big things this year is the ball has got its own physics.
Oh, really?
As opposed to just kind of going where
you put it.
Aye.
Yeah.
So it does kind of react quite funny. And I dare say that's going to open bugs up with it being comedy, floating in the air and things like that. But,
I love it.
as I say, I played a lot of Volta, and that was great fun. Just because it's that 3v3.
Because it's something a wee bit different.
It is different, yeah, and it's kind of skill based and things like that. So you do tiny goals, stuff like that. But I have kind of ventured into Ultimate Team, and I played a few games of the full size 11-a-side game, and it definitely is slower.
Right.
I struggle with FIFA because every year I play it, the first kind of few games I go, this is more football-y, this is better, and it usually is slower, and it's kind of fluid. And then of course you start to find out how you can cheat, basically the tricks of it all. But no, I mean I'm enjoying it so far. As I say, I've no touched the career mode, which has got a big focus on it this year. So I'll be interested to see if that is as bad as people are saying.
Is it as good as last year's?
I'd say it's better.
See, people like him are the reason why they get away with selling this every single year.
They've totally got me. FIFA's totally got me.
I don't even know why I bothered asking him. I mean, he literally is.
There's things like the journey, the journey, the story mode. Which
Alex, what's his name? Alex
Hunter.
Alex Hunter.
Alex Hunter. I quite liked it, but it really frustrated me in that no matter how badly you were playing, it kind of didn't relate to the story and things like that. So they've not got that this year. They've moved the story into Volta.
Okay.
So it's kind of tied to that, and it's kind of about a team trying to get to the World Championships or something like that. I've only played a wee bit of the story.
Well, that's where the advertising seems to be. I've seen adverts on TV, and it's the Volta side that seems to be being advertised. It's like no wrong place to do it, and they're on the street, and then they kind of build up. And I was like, even I went, ooh. I like an underdog story.
And if you like your collectibles and things like that, there's a lot of in-game clothes and all that to get if you're into that kind of stuff. And
it sounds so EA.
It is. I mean, and there is a lot of ways to pay for it.
I bet there is.
A lot of ways. But you can just do it all in game as well.
It's going to be interesting to see how long they're going to get away with this, because there was that big ruling in, it was either the Netherlands or France, that it was basically decided that it potentially was gambling.
Yeah.
And so, as far as I'm aware, Ultimate Team's banned in one of those countries.
Is that right?
Oh, wow.
I think so, or certainly they're moving to do it.
They now have to state the odds
of you getting certain things like legendaries and all that sort of stuff. Or
Ultimate Team, the one that's like card packs you open on your phone.
Yeah.
Kids in school like, sir, open my pack, and I'm like, what?
Didn't think you were allowed to do that in school.
Pretty sure you signed something saying you wouldn't.
It gets slagged because it's now kind of called FIFA Ultimate Team plus extras, because everything is focused on Ultimate Team, because that's where they make all the money.
Well, exactly.
So I think that's why they're kind of going big on the Volta advertising. I mean, it's great, and Ultimate Team is great. I'm going to see if I can get a bit deeper into it this year and play it a bit more.
It'd be interesting to see whether you played, because you always get these stories like, oh, this is the year that Pro Evo's going to beat it because Pro Evo's better this year and all that, apparently. But I have heard that. I'll reserve judgment because I've heard it pretty much every year. But it does seem that maybe this might be the year that actually Pro Evo might maybe not overstep, but might close the gap.
I think the way Pro Evo's going is good. They're because they've not got all the licensing. I think they fall down on that because people like to play as Man City or whatever. But they've now stopped calling them like London Red and things like that. I think they've gave them a bit better name, so that'd be like Arsenal. You know what I mean? London Red, London Blue, but Chelsea.
I never realised that FIFA had like the rights to the actual team name.
Pro Evo would usually have the rights
money.
to one thing, so I think Pro Evo had like the Champions League rights.
Last year I think they had the Scottish League, so they got all the Scottish stuff.
Yeah.
But I know it's good. It's FIFA. It's just FIFA.
It's just what it is.
But what else I have been playing, thanks to Gary Hogg-Simmons, is Zelda Breath of the Wild.
He's finally down the Zelda rabbit hole.
Yep. Bye.
This is much more my kind of game than the horrific first one.
Listen, you wouldn't have Breath of the Wild if it wasn't for the first one.
This is true. It's so nice.
It's very pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I've only played a little tiny bit of it.
It's really nice.
And it was very late in the game where you had the Master Sword and you had everything. So pretty much every monster I came across wasn't that difficult. I wasn't afraid of. But yeah, it is pretty.
It's so nice. I suppose not really spoiling it now. It's been out for a good number of whiles, but I am just beyond essentially the tutorial. So the tutorial I'd say is it's a kind of walled off
the plateau.
Where you can only go so far and things like that. So I'm now out of that. I've just came out of that and I've went to the first village and I've kind of found horses and things like that. Yeah. And I'm starting to be a wee bit overwhelmed with it. I'm starting to go, this is a bit big. Yeah. I don't know where to go and what to do.
All the shrines and marking things and try to get...
Just wait till you start finding dungeons.
Well, this is the problem. I'm one of these people that, and Red Dead would walk past an alley and go, I wonder what's down that alley, and look down there. And
Breath of the Wild, there are no dungeons.
Well, of course, they're trials,
right.
aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
They're not really like dungeons of old. And the only dungeons that exist are story. There's only 4 dungeons technically.
They're not game. Like sort of like old school dungeons that they've added in or something. No?
One of the DLC maybe. I've never played those, but like the original game has no dungeons, as it were. It's not like go to the dungeon, find the hook shot to solve the puzzle. There's nothing like that. Even when you get to the dungeons, it's not get the item to beat the dungeon. It's all kind of a wee bit more organic, and you can do them whatever order you want. And so that's where a lot of fans were like, no dungeons, no Zelda.
I suppose I can kind of I could sort of agree with that.
I really like the trials or whatever they're called. And I like the puzzle aspect of it. I do like the fact you can do them whenever you want. And I'm just a wee bit like, what do I do next? Because I've got my main objective marker. I mean, I could go and do that, but do I want to go and do that just now, or do I want to go and do other things? It's huge. It's lovely. And it's really nice. Really nice. Nice wee style.
Are you mostly playing it handheld or on the telly?
I'd say mostly handheld, but I've done both. I do go to pick up my daughter from school half an hour early so I can sit in the car and play it. My wee boy gets a nap.
Not because in any way he's a conscientious dad, just because it's it's game time.
Means I get a parking space as well. But yeah, no. So that's pretty much. Until Dawn. I forgot. I started Until Dawn.
Oh, the original.
The only time I've played it was
it Sick Kid Save Point?
Sick Kid Save Point.
The horror year.
So that's 3 years ago. Is that right?
Yes.
My gosh. And with you talking about Man of Medan and all that, kind of. It got me intrigued about it, and everyone's that I've heard has said Until Dawn's better than Man of Medan.
Kevin was saying that Kevin prefers Until Dawn, whereas I think I prefer Man of Medan.
Man of Medan's shorter,
I think I like it because it's so short. You can get through it with multiple playthroughs and see all the different things. Whereas Until Dawn, you're a bit like, I need to do this bit again.
I do. I'm enjoying it. I'm a big scaredy cat. I actually jumped out my skin. Just again, the same happened with Rush of Blood at the titles. When the title comes up, it's like a big boom, and it was just a wee bit too loud. So I was like, oh my gosh, right, here we go. So yeah, I'm not even at the house yet. I don't think. So I've just kind of started doing it a wee bit. In fact, Rami Malek has just appeared for the first time. So
I forgot Rami Malek was in that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm intrigued by it, and
it's good fun.
Something to pull out and get
interesting
when the brain's a wee bit mush, and I can just walk for a bit.
What about yourself, Gary? What you've been playing?
Not as much as I'd hoped. I've been quite busy lately, but I've managed to get some gaming in. So I was playing a little bit of Link to the Past on the virtual console, because now they've released the SNES virtual console.
Yeah.
So I was having a shot at that. So I played some. What is it? Super Mario World 3 when you get Yoshi.
I've been playing.
Yes,
I played
that's
that. Yeah.
Super Mario World.
There's Super
There's
Mario
a 3
World
in it somewhere.
Super Mario World 2 as well. I'm sure there is.
Super Mario World 2 was Yoshi's Island, and Super Mario World 3 is the one where you get Yoshi from the eggs.
Well, I don't know about Super Mario. If it's a SNES one, then Super Mario 3 was never on the SNES, so it's Super
I know
Mario.
it's Super Mario World 3. I'm sure, because I was like looking it all up, because
Kind of mind.
No,
Yoshi's Island, I've always called Yoshi's Island, but they
Yoshi's
call it
Island
Super
is
Mario,
Super Mario
World
World 2.
Because you cheated in the
Yes.
sick kids last
Is it
year.
Super Mario?
Super Mario World. The first Super Mario World is the first one where Yoshi breaks out of the egg. That's probably my favourite ever Mario, and I think that's the one you're playing.
Maybe.
I think you
But it's
were also
good.
playing Super Mario Brothers 3, though, were you not?
That would be on the NES, wouldn't
That's no, yes, that's NES.
No,
No.
that's the one with the boxes and the map.
I'm not convinced there's ever been a Super Mario World 3.
it? Mm.
There's definitely
Interesting.
1 and 2, and 2 is Yoshi's Island, because then they started doing Yoshi's Island, and
Yeah,
the sequels to that.
You're
I
right.
think you're playing Super Mario World.
There is another Mario game on
Mhm.
that SNES list,
With a
I'm
cape.
sure.
That's
That's the one I've been playing, the one with the cape. And I knew there's a
that's-
number in it.
that's
And I
Mario
was like,
Bros 3.
Isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros 3. It's a NES game.
no,
Question
I'm
being
playing it on the
better.
SNES. Just let me get that switch. So then I started playing.
On you go. I'm tempted.
I was
'cause I'm
playing-
confident I'm right.
I went to the past because I've never played that one. I played it when I was wee on somebody's SNES and played like the opening bit and then never get back. So I've done the opening bit and then I got Link's Awakening, which has been great. It's so nice.
Here's a question for you. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I've jumped in front of you.
No,
Colin.
it's alright.
Is it worth a full price game? Because it is a Game Boy remake.
I've not put it down yet, but maybe it's because I've never played it before. So I'm quite happy with paying the full price.
Because I've heard it is essentially the exact same game. You know, with a fresh face.
I've got a friend and his partner grew up with it, so he's kind of playing it and getting through it. But he says, "Oh, it's just like reliving my youth."
Okay.
So he seems happy with it, but
Right, yeah.
I'm definitely happy with what I paid for it because I've never played it, and it's all with
Yeah.
and solving the puzzles, and the dungeons are quite tricky at times. Try to figure out what you have to do. So
Well, essentially, it wasn't really ever, I don't think, a particularly slimmed down. It was essentially a full Zelda game on the Game Boy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I think we'll still get a good amount of play out of it.
yeah, I have.
The art style looks lovely.
It was beautiful to look
Yeah,
at. It's
it
really
was really
cute.
good.
It's really nice art style, and it's funny seeing like Mario enemies in a Zelda game.
Yeah.
And Kirby, I just smacked the crap out of Kirby with a boomerang the other day. I was like, "Eat my boomerang, Kirby!"
Oh.
I love a bit of a crossover.
So it's quite good, and the story's
Eat my
intriguing.
boomerang, Kirby. That should be the title of the episode.
You might be right, Kirby. I like that.
I've been trying to get through Control on the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
Control's really good. Really interesting story, really interesting premise. Then you get to a boss fight and it just like batters you, and you're like, oh. The boss fights really peak the difficulty, and then it goes back to like really quite.
Can you grind up at all?
You can kind of grind up to power up your weapons.
The
Just
weapon, I believe, isn't it? The weapon or the
Yeah,
gun
but
or
it
something?
takes different forms.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So and it's good, but there's like a sniper version of it, but it's got to charge before you shoot, and then this boss just whacks you with lots of stuff, and you're trying to deal with his minions, and you're like, I'm dead again. So I'm gonna get by him eventually, because I want to go back and play Alan Wake when I finish it, because we think there's a link in there between them.
Same world,
there is,
isn't it?
Yeah. I tried Catherine.
Oh yeah, how'd you go on?
I can't get by the first level, so I'm gonna need to put it in easy mode. It's so hard.
Had you played that by the last episode? No, were you just talking about it?
No, I mentioned I got to the live
Oh,
show,
that's
and then
right,
I was like,
that's right.
I don't know what I can mention in the live audience of children.
Yeah, probably next to nothing about Catherine, to be honest.
Yeah, but I tried the first level and got like a little bit away from the end bit and couldn't solve the puzzle, then kept dying. I was like, I give up on this.
Oh.
So I'll go back and try. I'll probably watch a YouTube video on how to figure it out. Astral Chain, which is amazing on the
Enjoying that,
Switch.
yeah?
It's so Japanese, but it's really good. Really, really stylish looking. Really good combat. Intriguing storyline. And last night or the night before, I was playing Resident Evil 2 remake.
Just
I pick up and play.
your comfy pair of shoes.
As
Uh-huh.
usual.
Bored. Shoot
How
some
many
zombies.
times have you gone through that already? A game came out in February. How many replays have you had of it?
Over 10, I'd say.
Over 10.
Yeah. Probably near 20.
Over 10 on his second copy of the game, because I actually gave him his other copy back tonight,
Yeah.
and he still played 10
And
times.
I got it in the PC, so I've been playing it with mods in the PC and stuff like that. So
Gosh.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like if it was bottles of cider, we'd be having an intervention, wouldn't we? I mean,
But then how many times have you bought Star Wars?
bought Star Wars,
Yeah.
like the film.
Yeah.
I had the special edition, and I got them on Blu-ray. No, on DVD. And then I just pinched my dad's Blu-ray, so actually only twice, really.
Oh.
That wasn't the best.
I'm forgetting you're younger than me. I think I bought them. I bought the VHS.
Betamax,
yeah.
Then I bought the special edition VHS.
Well, I got the VHS.
Then DVD, and then Blu-ray. Yeah. So 4.
that's not bad. I was actually sitting on it thinking,
Yeah, but
I
I'm
wonder
talking
if they'll
about
bring
actually,
Resident Evil to Switch. This Resident Evil 2 to Switch. I was like, no, get a grip of yourself.
I don't know. I don't know if they could run it on the Switch.
How is Link's Awakening run on the Switch?
What's
I've heard it's
interesting that people saying it's dropping frames. I've had no problem with it.
I've heard the bushes are the problem. So I
My
hear.
bushes are fine.
It's good to know.
Hiding staircases, but fine.
Good to know. Good to know.
That is not a euphemism.
What have you been playing, Mr. Little?
Not a massive amount, to be honest. I played Greedfall, which I did a review for. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I've had the very quickest little experience of Jedi Outcast,
Right.
which again we're going to talk about a little later on. And apart from that, I've been putting a lot of time into Red Dead Online with the new Frontier Pursuits update, having a lot of fun. I think Red Dead Online's almost.
He's going to say it.
It's
He's gonna say it.
it's almost become the game it should be.
Oh my.
There's a long way to go with it.
It's almost there, but there's a long way to go.
Well, what I mean is that it's finally started to be there. But they're not done with it. You can tell they're not done with it.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a lot to come from it.
Hey,
But-
don't give away the farm though. We're talking about this later.
Yes. So but yeah, I've been enjoying it. So
Yeah, good.
putting in quite a lot of hours. But yeah, that's about it. Gary, what have the listeners been playing?
They've been playing quite a wee bit. So, Ari Lakama, sorry if I said that wrong, he posted a photo of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which I have never played and don't know what that's about.
This is the new one. It's out tomorrow, I believe.
Is this the Haunted House one? Remember I saw about there's a game and it's like a Haunted House version of like Battlefront or something?
No.
Not
No,
that
is
I
it
know
not
of,
that?
no.
No, it's
this,
not that.
This has got John Bernthal in it, isn't it?
Yeah. This is
Bernthal, is that how it's said?
not going down particularly well.
Is it not? I didn't play the beta.
Oh.
Was last weekend, I think, or the weekend before.
Yeah.
Is Ghost Recon the Tom Clancy games?
That's the one.
Ah.
There's all sorts of like bizarre bugs and all sorts of strange things, and then things like like you have to eat things and stuff like that to like sustain things, but it's got this like hyper realistic look to it at times. But your guy like automatically gathers and forages as he moves over things. But they said there's like this really sort of like strange sort of like kind of almost a sort of, I don't know, almost like an oxymoron or something. Like they're going for this realism, but at the same time you're under a hail of bullets running away and you're like gathering pomegranates as you go and stuff like that. And then there's like backwards baseball caps you put on your head and like they give you like plus 11 of this and all that sort of stuff. It looks like some sort of like ultra sort of like bro movie war film, but then it's got like odd sort of like RPG like elements and stuff.
I like when you wear the best armor, but it doesn't match and you just look stupid.
Well, it's just a bit straight. I'm just making sure this is definitely the game that I'm talking about.
It's
Yes, it is that game.
but it's not out yet. So I'm a wee bit like, don't judge it.
But is it like being a pre-release?
Well, there was a
something?
beta
Right.
the other week there, and whether there's some sort of kind of ultimate edition that's 4 days early or whatever, because Ari seems to have got that early.
Yeah.
Unless it's out in Europe, I don't know.
Funnily enough, I've just happened across this tweet from Kirk McKeon, who's been writing about it, and he's actually for Video Games 247, and he's put a tweet up saying there's a torture scene in Ghost Recon Breakpoint where a soldier complains that waterboarding is ineffective. John Bernthal turns up and smashes a kosh across the captive's legs, and the soldier screams, "Breaking shins is illegal." It's extremely funny. He's then followed that up with just a quote, breaking shins is illegal.
I hope Ari's enjoying that game.
So, it does sound a bit odd. Yeah, I have to be honest. We played a bit of Wildlands, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
The previous one. I didn't like it.
Well, that was a beta as well we played, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
But I played enough of it to know that it wasn't really for me.
Well, do you know, a fair play to them that they're trying something different with these kind of games, and they're not just having another Call of Duty or another Battlefield and all that, and they're trying something. So
Breaking shits is illegal. I mean, that writing doesn't sound great, does it?
well, you know what I mean. It's not the biggest budget in the world. I can only imagine it's not got the best.
How
team.
has Ghost Recon not got a big budget?
Well, it's got a big budget,
Yeah.
but
It's got John Bernthal in it. It's got a
well,
huge
That is
budget.
the budget.
That's where the budget goes. I applaud them trying to do something different, but it doesn't sound like it's working very well.
I don't know.
Not sold on it.
Yeah, but Ari, let us know. Let us know. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
James Keenan says he's enjoying the joys of EA Access and 10 hours of Volta.
There you go. Same as me.
Mad for the EA access. Those Keenans are mad for it.
Jamie Simpson still enjoying A Plague Tale, Control, and Link's Awakening. Never played it before, and it's great. And I'd agree. With someone who's never played it, it's wonderful.
I'm starting to wonder if Jamie Simpson is actually just Gary. Like he's just posting, posting as a
We
different
do
name.
play very similar games.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is practically the three last games you played.
Yeah. At the weekend, call me Jamie. MJ Deans is playing Blasphemous on PS4. It is also great, she says. Now, Blasphemous is like, she made me watch the video. It's like is that the side scroller Dark Souls-esque guy with a giant cone in his head?
I believe so.
It's like the biggest pointy hat in the existence of pointy hats.
Bigger than your Silent Hill guy.
Aye.
Oh my.
Bigger than Pyramid Head, and it's like got really religious overtones and big monster bosses that kill you. But she's trying to get me to play it, but she knows I hate a Souls game.
MJ
just,
loves
a
gigantic boss, doesn't she?
She does.
She's mad for the bosses.
She loves the Dark Souls games. She's a glutton for punishment. I can only play them when she's there because I get scared when I play them myself. I always remember playing Dark Souls on my Xbox and getting to the first boss? And I did it with killing him, and I actually had to like step away from the computer. My heart was, and my vision was going blurry at the edges. Like I thought I was going to faint, and I messaged her saying, "Oh, I just beat that boss," and she was like, "Good luck with the next one." I was like, "And off the console goes." But she's platinum them like Bloodborne and stuff as well. She's a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
And this seems to be right up her street.
Well, fair play.
And there's another one out soon. People are calling it anime side scroller Dark Souls. It's like it's like a vampire-esque version.
Okay.
And people seem to be going mad for that as well. So it seems to be in thing just now.
Yeah.
Side-scrolling Dark Souls. Joe Keenan says, on the holiday weekend, all FIFA 20 trial this weekend in my house, all Ultimate Team.
Oh.
Mad for it. Mad for it, the Keenans. Mad for it.
He loves his Ultimate Team.
See,
He's
your
obsessed with it.
old Ultimate Team stuff, does that transfer forward?
No, of course it doesn't. It's EA, you stupid idiot. They sell the same games to them every year.
I was just thinking maybe.
No, not a chance. You start from scratch again.
Why would you do
That's
it when all these
brutal.
mugs buy it all again?
Just to be clear, I've never spent a penny in FIFA, other than the game. I don't buy anything.
Yeah,
Is that
you've
why your
never
teams
spent
are
a
bad?
penny on FIFA apart from the game, which you buy religiously every
Every
single
year.
year on launch day.
But
Poor EA, I think they're struggling.
in-game transactions. No.
That's important that you've got a line, mate.
But that's where they make all their money.
I know.
Well, the kids go daft for it.
Oh, unbelievable.
I had a kid in school and I just took my mum's credit card. I was like, and let's report that.
Yeah, that's where the
Just like-
papers are going. Like, there's all sorts of stories of folk like getting like £500 bills and all that for.
Because as we were saying, it's a form of gambling.
Yeah.
You know, you get that thrill of what's going to be in this digital pack, which I never understand.
The thrill of it all.
Right.
And Jay Rainey, he says he's been replaying Persona 5, going for the platinum. 250 hours played so far. I was going for the platinum in that, and I got stuck at baseball. You've got to like hit a home run. Now the question is, Persona 5 Royal Edition is releasing next summer, I think, and they've got a whole new storyline in it. So I wonder if Jay will be getting that and trying to platinum that as well.
I can tell you, he will almost certainly, yes. He will probably be getting that, yeah.
My word.
So, yeah.
So lots and lots of games played by the fans. If you're enjoying our dulcet tones, listen up on how to find out more.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Gary at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
Should say there's a new website.
Oh,
There is.
Yeah. It needed a wee facelift, so it's now a wee bit streamlined. And do you know what? I'm a wee bit worried that because we've streamlined it and we've taken stuff off, and I suddenly panicked. What if Jamie Simpson wanted to see the stream from Ghost Recon Wildlands?
right.
It's not on the website anymore. Don't worry, it's still on YouTube.
Yeah.
Head to YouTube and get there.
It's all there. It's all archived on YouTube.
I mean, it's not a very good stream, but
No, it's rubbish. I wouldn't recommend going to that one in particular. Of all the streams you might want to have a look at, it's probably not the one. Right. So there was a little gaming convention a couple of weeks back. I can't remember the name of it.
Where are you going here?
The PlayStation made their big announcements.
Oh, this is just State of Play.
State of Play, yes.
No,
it wasn't. It was State of Play.
That's just a thing.
That's what it was. It was just a thing. It's like Nintendo Direct. Yes,
Exactly.
It was PlayStation's mouthpiece. They decided to let us know some interesting things. There's all sorts of strange games coming. Sorry, some of them look mental.
What is
really?
that Humanity one about?
I like that one. That looks like Lemmings.
Intriguing. Who is it that's made that again? Oh, it's the guys that have done. Talk amongst yourself.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called, but
Tell us what it's like, Colin. Tell us what it's like.
But Humanity looks really. It basically the way I would describe it is it sort of looks like Lemmings. Kind of, you've got these swarms of people
Right.
who you have to guide through the level, but then there's like different sort of alternations where they've got like laser guns and lightsabers and all that sort of stuff, and then they battle against one another, but you also have to like try and channel them through things and their strange gravity and everything. It looked mental.
Sounds bizarre.
It's VR as well.
Oh, wow.
It's VR as well.
VR as well, I think. All right.
So it's coming. There's loads of different things.
Is that what it's called? Humanity?
Yes. There's also that strange one, that one that's very Japanese looking, where they all have funny faces and they're all like cartoony characters and they all say slightly odd words. Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's really bizarre. And for the life of me, I can't remember what the game's called, and I'm describing it in very strange ways.
I can't even Google it. Japanese
that one
game
called, you know
with
what I'm
strange
talking about?
faces and
It was-
odd
it
words.
was
Like a
like-
cartoony island thing.
It was like Yiniwi or something
Something
like
like that. I can't remember. We should have done research on this. There was a whole load of things. But the big announcement, which we were all anticipating. In fact, we were so confident about this that we actually took a little bet. Didn't we?
Yeah.
We took a little bet to try and work out because we knew
remember.
that The Last of Us was almost
remember
certainly
that.
The Last of Us 2 was going to be getting a release date.
that. I think you dreamt that, mate.
No, mate, I didn't dream that.
The old Colin was good.
You might have dreamt it in your nightmares because I was so close. You could reach out and touch it.
You were very close. Very
It
close.
was impressive.
I missed the date by 1 day
Oh.
because, and there was method to my madness.
Because I was going to ask, what drew you to that date that you picked?
So Paul had thought it might be Valentine's Day. I didn't think so, but I was sure it was going to be February, and I thought it would be late February. So I went for the following week. But what I did was, movies traditionally have an opening weekend and are usually released on a Friday, but one of the things that quite often they'll do to give themselves a better opening weekend is open on a Thursday,
Right.
because it still counts as an opening weekend, but you've got an extra day.
And a Wednesday.
Yes, they sometimes do it as well. So I just assumed the games quite often. I know that certain games have released earlier in the week, but I kind of generally think of Thursday or a Friday as quite a good day for a game to be released. And I don't know, I also had a feeling that because it was going to be 2020 and because it was February, I kind of thought they were going to do something with the 2020, that sort of thing.
Right,
so I went for the 20th.
That's a good shout.
Of February, because I still remember when they launched. Can you remember the date that they launched Elder Scrolls Skyrim?
Oh no.
11/11/11.
Oh, there you go.
And that was on all the posters, 11/11/11. And I just kind of thought they might do something with like 20/02/20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Although it would probably be the American date, so it would be like 02/2020.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I was out by one day. It is coming on the 21st of February, 2020.
Oh my!
They
So close.
released an astonishingly brutal trailer.
Yes.
I've not watched it.
Have you not
which-
deliberately?
I don't.
Have
Yeah,
you gone black? Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, do not want to see.
Well, I think we might have to go a wee bit spoilery here.
Well, aye, for the trailer.
Yes,
but, I mean,
only for the trailer. But somebody that we were all wondering about finally did show up.
Oh, I seen the picture of that, and it says, "I wasn't gonna let you go alone.
Yeah. So
what was I going to say, guys?
I wasn't gonna let you go alone."
it's just not a day for impressions, is it? It's really not. Yes,
That was
the
with,
long-awaited return of Joel.
Dun dun dun. Silver Fox. The Silver Fox.
He's looking old.
He is.
He suits it though. It's fine.
Not sure he's looking as old as he should be, though.
You're convinced? Well, I was as well.
I have a sneaky suspicion that Joel's dead.
Oh no.
And that he is going to be accompanying Ellie in her quest for revenge. We know she's going on a quest of revenge of some form. We don't know why. But I kind of have a suspicion that maybe Joel's not with her properly, but he's sort
Do you
of
think
with
he's
her spiritually.
flashback Joel?
I don't know if he's. I think
Kinda Obi-Wan Kenobi Joel.
I think he's a sort of almost a Force ghost sort of. Joel. I think it's a sort of.
Oh no, I
a
hope
sort
not.
of sort of spiritual. I may be wrong. The other thing we don't know is how long Joel lasts. If he does, I mean, he might be
This is
there at
true.
the beginning.
This
He
is
might
true.
not be there at the end. I don't know. All we do know is we play as Ellie this time. You know, with the exception of a little section in the first game and Left Behind.
Mm-hmm.
You played as Joel the whole way through The Last of Us.
Mhm.
This time, you're playing as Ellie. So we don't really know how it's going to be. What we do know is it looks stunning.
Yep.
Still pretty.
Yeah.
It looks incredibly brutal.
It would be, yeah.
And I just cannot wait to play it.
I think it's going to be great. It's going to be really good.
I am so excited about it. There's some really interesting things. So I was reading an article on the aforementioned Video Games 247 or VG 247, and they were talking about the game. It's got some really interesting things, some really cool features. There's a brand new gore system. They've basically said that they want the game to be essentially, games can be sort of described as a conversation about the cycle of violence. So as a result, the violence in the game is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
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 It's horrible. It's this is that they want folk to feel about the consequences of this.
Yeah.
And when the violence happens, it's not going to be stunning, spectacular, sort of like, I don't know, like John Wick style combos or anything like that. You're not going to be dispatching people in like cool, stylish ways. You're
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
visceral.
brutally killing
Yeah.
people. There's a new gore system that basically means that, this is a bit grim, but it was an example that when people are shot in the face, that there's real damage done to the body. There's like
Resident Evil
there's
2's
like-
score system. It
yeah,
seems to be
like
yeah,
bullets.
it's the next level.
Bullets apparently like can blow people's jaws off and things like
Oh
that.
my
I mean,
gosh.
it's pretty horrendous. A really interesting thing about it is that the NPC things. Have you heard this about the NPCs?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the NPCs are going to have individual names. So if you're hiding in a bush or something and they know you're there, and the guy might say, the example in the article was Sean. They might say, "Hey Sean, check over there," right? So the other NPCs refer to that guy as Sean. If you then kill that guy and the other guy sees him, he'll of course cry out and Sean, oh my God, Sean. He'll go and help him out. All these NPCs have got a name. They all talk.
Oh, so you mean like the baddies?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
baddies
right.
all have a name, which as a result means that you're not just killing grunts anymore.
you're killing
These
a
people,
named
you are
person.
killing people. These people will talk and interact with one another. But the really interesting thing is how they explored this and how they developed this. Because originally they had a version of it where the NPCs were given random names. But what they noticed in the test plays were if the guy's name was Sean, and you killed him, right? The guy, there's an NPC with a hat on, that's Sean, and you kill him. Say you get a little bit further down the road and you die, and you respawn back at the start. There's the guy with the NPC, but suddenly he's called Jeff.
Oh, okay, right.
It broke the immersion.
Yeah.
So what happens now is, from the moment these NPCs are born into the game, they have one name, and it's that name always.
That's very good.
So you're always going to kill Sean. I hate you, Sean.
Poor Sean.
Yeah, but you and I might not. It might not be Sean for us both. But it will. But it would always be Sean for you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So it's really interesting. I think it's going to really bring. There's also the introduction of sniffer dogs. I also heard this really interesting thing as well.
Oh wow!
Because the sniffer dogs add an extra thing, because doors and windows are going to come in to a thing as well. Because you're going to have to start thinking about closing doors behind you. Because if you close the door behind you, the dogs can't open the doors. So it could be the easiest way to get away from a dog. For instance, the dog will sit and scratch at the door. But if somebody comes along and finds the dog scratching at the door, they're going to open the door to let the dog in. So there's that sort of element of it as well.
It seems very clever.
The windows, they shatter and break. They react to the environments, to smashing into things.
It seems that we're saying that running away is a strategic maneuver now. It's not just something you can do. It is a thing you can, like you're saying, you run away, close a door, and it gives you that chance to bandage up a bit. The
AI's also had this massive overhaul, so not just with the naming system as well, but also before in any sort of game, especially the original Last of Us, there was two types of knowledge that the enemies had. They either had seen you and knew where you were, or they hadn't seen you. But now there's basically what they're calling as a vague knowledge. So for instance, if we use poor Sean as an example again, say you're in bushes and you fire an arrow and you kill Sean, and his pal comes along, his pal might know where he'll be able to work out roughly where the arrow came from. He won't have seen you, but he knows where he was shot from, so he'll then go, and you'll actually hear him say something like, I think it came from over there. So you can start using that to your advantage as well, but it can obviously they can use it against you, but you can use it, so you could fire an arrow and then move, and you know that then they're going to be drawn to where your arrow came from, so then you can set up a second shot. But the game's got a massive overhaul in stealth as well, and actually, you know, this is not going to be necessarily the sort of game you can play it whatever way you want, but it might not be the sort of game where you want to kill 50 enemies. It might be the sort of game where you'll be like, I need to get out of here, I've only got 2 arrows, I've only got a couple of bullets, I have to avoid these guys. And it's going to make it a really interesting thing. Certainly it's going to be far more. It's not open world. It's definitely not an open world game. They were asked about this, but these levels are going to be more open. There is going to be other ways to do it. The original Last of Us, with the exception of a couple of points, was very linear. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it always was. There's much more scope to move about.
Oh my! Have either of you heard Greg Miller talk about it?
No.
So the state of play, that I think that the setup was, there was two media briefings. There was one before state of play, and then there was one after state of play. I think they were both the same, but basically what it was Neil Druckmann, was it? Neil Druckmann got up and basically talked about what they were about to do, and the journalists got to play 2 levels, or 2 sections. And he kind of instructed them what to do, and you know what to kind of research, what to play with, basically. I'll not go too much into it just for spoiler, so you don't know. But one was in the snow and one was in a kind of hotter temperature and all that. And he was saying he was so involved with it, that the most he's ever been involved with a game. And this is at a press briefing as well.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. It really
he said,
does.
you know, the whole sense that it gave you, you know, in the snow, he said it was cold. He felt cold, and he felt he was in that world, just because everything was perfect, you know. And he was doing things like, you know, I wonder if I brush up against this tree with snow, what happens to the snow? And went on the horse and then fell off and things like that. And likewise, he said with the hot one, it was that kind of clammy, sticky kind of world, and he said he was just so involved in it, and it was that way when they were fighting. They was talking about the dogs quite a lot. So the group have got dogs with them, and the dogs can smell you. So previously, as you were saying, they could only see you or hear you, whatever. But the dogs can smell you, so even if you run away and hide in a different place, the dogs know where you went. So he was saying the first thing to do was to get rid of the dogs. He said no one wants to kill a dog, but he said he killed the dog, shot the dog. He tried to run away from it and they couldn't do it. And they shot the dog, and he said it was the reaction of the NPC that was brilliant, because this woman was attacked. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't like an enemy. It was a pet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was like looking at, crying over it and things. And just the whole world, he said, was alive. And he said a lot of it came down, like it felt like a 50-50, you know, when it got to that last person and you're either stabbing them or whatever because you don't want to use your bullets. It was like a 50-50, so it was either going to be
them or us.
And he said his heart was pumping and it was just so intense, and he's off the scale excited about it.
I honestly, so the aforementioned Kirk McKean that was talking about, he also went to one of those briefings and tweeted his article that I'm talking about, and I spoke to him on Twitter about it, and I went, I am so excited for this game, and he went, so am I, and he'd been playing it.
Yeah.
He talks about it in the article as well, which I said, go to Video Games 247, you can see it there. The bullets as well, you can now fire like rifle shots. Certain guns can go through multiple enemies. There's ways, and he talks about the different ways a mechanic happened, where there was a room that was kind of rattling about and they knew there was multiple infected inside the room, and he talks about one way that he did it, whereas another person opened the door and managed to line up a rifle shot, and as they sort of like funneled through the bottleneck door, he was firing through multiple enemies at once, like a sort of firing range.
Wow.
It just feels so organic. And just so alive, and as you said, it does kind of feel like the kind of game where you're going to be sweating playing it, and it is going to be that sort of brutal way, and it wants to. This is not like I really, growing up, I loved Soldier of Fortune. I don't know if you ever played that. It was this like ultra violent first person shoot 'em up that was incredibly controversial and extremely gory, and it was almost like, oh my god, look at how cool and how gory this game is. The Last of Us is going to be that sort of level of gore, but it's got a far more mature sort of sensibility about it. It's not going to be look how cool this goes. It's not going to be Mortal Kombat or anything. It's going to be bloody hell. Look at this, and I kind of feel that there's going to be a real consequence to, because one of the other things that we love revenge films and all that sort of stuff, and it's the best revenge films are not the sort of they point out that actually the whole idea of revenge and vendettas actually takes a massive toll. Yeah. Not only on the people who you're revenging against, but on the person who's seeking the vengeance as well. And there's all sorts of
never satisfied.
Yeah, and it just feels like this is going to be an astonishing game.
Yeah.
See, I'm worried.
Well,
yeah,
because it's super hyped anyway.
So the first Last of Us, I never paid any attention to it until I played it a wee bit at Mel's, MJ's, and it was the intro bit I played, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But I'd ignored it, so I never really seen any of the pre-release stuff, and I always remember people saying, oh, they showed this stuff at in the trailer, and people played a bit, and the AI was this and this and that, and I know we're going back to PS3, and then the game came out and people went, oh, it's good, but it's not what was promised. And there's always that. This is why I always go blackout in games I've got an interest in, because I don't want to be the guy who goes, oh, it's going to be this, and that, and I play it and I go, it might have been this, and this, but is it really that, and that? And the storyline is, that's what I find when it comes to a game I'm so interested in, to not build my hopes up. Like, and it's hard, I get how hard it is. It's just that, like the whole thing with the depth of characters, and I'm just a wee bit like, is it gonna be that though for the whole game? Are you gonna feel like that the first couple of times, and then 2 hours in you're like, bye Sean, bye Tom, bye Paul, bye Sally, bye Sally's dog? And also my least favourite bit of the first game is the human baddies. For at one point I just felt, I was like, oh, we're back into traditional cover, shoot, cover, heal, cover, shoot. I always find the infected much more interesting, and I've not heard anything about infected in anything I've seen. But you've mentioned infected. I mean, Colin did mention infected.
Yeah,
and I was
there's
like, oh,
loads
thank
of them.
God.
There is infected. Yeah.
Infected.
But the thing that
And I'll be most interested in seeing how the cordyceps have they're here, have evolved and changed in that time period, because
well, there are new infected.
we've seen what they changed in that short time in the first game. So with longer, how have they?
Yeah.
The issue is though.
I'm frightened
not
what to
got
say
to
'cause I don't want you to know anything.
The issue is that the historic thing about any zombie movie, any end of the world, whether it's The Walking Dead, whether it's Night of the Living Dead, or whether, really in zombie movies, the zombies, and I know they aren't actually zombies that are infected. They're not really the most dangerous thing. Other humans and the lens that humans will go to protect their own and themselves is the danger, and that's what I do love about it. I am so looking forward. The infected will be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it, and I do know there are different infected, but of course there are clickers and things like that again. But the humans, I think the humans are going to be far more three-dimensional and far more interesting than they were in The Last of Us, because they are far more alive. The other thing to say is they have confirmed it's single player only.
Yes.
There's going to be no multiplayer element.
I hate a multiplayer game.
Which is funny because it's a bit of a shame in some ways, because the Last of Us actually had a really good multiplayer.
I've heard this. It was kind of
the factions multiplayer was really, really good. But Naughty Dog have been working on it for a while. They had been working on something that was potentially going to be a multiplayer element of the game. They didn't go so far as to say that it definitely was going to be a multiplayer, but they were working on something. What they've said is it will not be TLU 2. It won't be
TLU 2.
Yeah, it won't be a multiplayer of that. But you will get to see whatever it is. It will become something. So there is something coming.
Can you be a dog?
Well, the Last of Us multiplayer was really cool actually, because you sort of can't remember whether it was your online friends or your Facebook friends or something, but you got these survivors who were part of your faction, and they had real names of people in your life.
Oh gosh,
that's cool.
Was it Facebook? Can't remember. It must have been Facebook friends. And so I remember playing it briefly and having friends I went to school with and all that, dying in my team and all that. And you're like, oh.
We Stevie for Primary 6.
Aye, bit grim. So yeah, confirmed as single player only. I'm quite happy with that. It's also apparently going to be their biggest ever single player campaign. It's going to be huge.
Oh my!
So very excited.
Just before we move off this, two things. People are saying Game of the Year already, and people are challenging that, saying what you're just excited about and all that. And people have kind of stepped back. Greg Miller was one of them that said, I'd like to see games try to beat this for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying, because they were talking about Cyberpunk and all that, and he says that might still come out and blow me away. He said, he said it's
Final Fantasy 7 will be
going to be a tough gig to beat that.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Game of the Year. And the other thing was, he was trying to desperately think of something bad about it, and the only thing he could think of was there was multiple Seans, as it were. So it'd kill Sean, and then 2 minutes later they'd go, they've got Sean.
Okay.
It's Sean 2.
How many Seans are in here? But that could still be tweaked.
That could be tweaked. Yeah. I suppose the point is, there will be some correlation, because there's lots of I know multiple Davids or whatever.
I think it was when it got to the fourth one, and it was a bit like
a gang of Seans.
But yeah, that's definitely something that could be tweaked easily. That's not a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, the first game was amazing. There were so many clincher butt cheeks moments.
And I think they're going for that again. And
it's just going to build in that. So that's what I am so looking forward to it. But I'm just like,
if anyone,
do not look, do not listen, do not get excited.
Anyone can pull it off. Naughty Dog can pull it off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's sort of two teams that can really cope with that sort of pressure. It's Naughty Dog and it's Rockstar, really. You kind of know that there's going to be a level of quality when they come along, Right, Paolo. So, next up, we've got, a week to go?
Oh my.
A week to go until save point 10.
Oh my gosh.
Our fifth save point. Yep. I'm tired already just thinking about it. We are, of course, doing a Through the Years challenge.
Have you got a wee theme song in your head when you're working on the games and things through the years? No.
No, not really.
Oh, that's a shame.
Not really. I mean, the theme to
Time After Time.
Back to the Future always
Time After
plays
Time, there you go.
plays through my head a bit,
Okay,
but when I
okay.
think about it.
That was your remit when we were doing the artwork. You did just say something Back to the Future. So I just did Back to the Future.
Well, Paul, yeah. So Paul did
So
say.
literal.
So this is sort of this is kind of the way we work. Like I'm a bit of an ideas man.
Yeah.
Paul's our technical maestro. Gary
I turn up.
turns up
I
sometimes.
look good.
Gary just buys lots of games.
To be fair, this might offend you, and I don't mean it to offend you, but
Yep.
Gary's maybe the best gamer out of us all.
Well, hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute.
Feel that, but
Quantity
So, I mean-
over quality we're talking here. I don't
So
know.
yeah, I'm digressing.
I don't know about that. You've set me right off. Do we need another versus challenge, mate? Because I tell you this much, right? Whether he is or not, we know who's definitely not the best game player here.
That's when you pick the games.
Speaking of picking
Colin
the
goes
games,
better under pressure. As you heard, I black out.
well, that's true.
Video game pressure.
True, right enough. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm more than happy.
Single
Right.
players are my jam, but versus and that I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
So yeah, so we're doing a through the years challenge. As Paul said, I had said to him. Well, he asked me we were going to do an image. He said, "What? Any ideas? What you want?" I said, "Well, maybe something Back to the Future-esque." And Paul delivered in spades. We are mocked up as the cast of Back to the Future 3.
Yep.
I love my frock.
You look good.
Do yeah, absolutely, it's an improvement.
It's
Who
that diet.
doesn't look so good is Paul. Paul's the
Doc, man.
Doc Brown.
I'm the glue that holds it together.
You're the oldest.
Well, that's true. And I'm Michael J. Fox. I'm
You Marty.
Marty McFly.
Can't complain.
Does that make
Yeah, I
you
know what I mean.
your own grandfather?
Never mind that. So, yeah, our donation page is live. We have been very lucky to have some lovely donations. Off the top of my head, we have had a donation from Joseph Hawes, James Keenan, Jordan O'Hara, and Evelyn Riley. So I think we're at 60 odd quid at the moment,
Brilliant. Nice.
which is not bad at all. Of course, we've put a provisional target of £500, but every single year we have well and truly exceeded that. We're hoping to do the same again. We will, of course, be streaming on Twitch. You can find our Everyday Hero fundraising page on our Facebook and on our Twitter. You can find it all there. You can also get links to everything at www.thenearlymen.com.
Yeah, if you go to www.nearlymen.com, thenearlymen.com, on the front page, there's that Back to the Future
Right
picture.
there.
Takes you straight to the donation
Absolutely
Black
perfect. So basically, for anyone that doesn't know, the premise is the Edinburgh Children's Hospital charity, who were formerly the Sick Kids Friends Foundation, have been supporting the Edinburgh Children's Hospital for 27 years, since 1992. So what we decided to do is celebrate that wonderful achievement by playing one game for every single year of that support. So it's going to be starting in 1992. We're going to go all the way up to 2019.
Da-dun.
We're playing 27 games in 24 hours. I am hard at work on the games list at the moment, and I can tell you that this is going to be an interesting one this year, because there's been a few doublers over the years. We've played a couple of games multiple times. At the moment, I think on the list at the moment, which isn't fully complete yet, there's only one game that we've played before on a save point. There's only one. There's a couple of series that we've maybe mentioned or played a couple of games in the series, but we've never played these games. It's also going to be the first year that we're going to be using an Xbox.
Oh my!
So there's a whole bunch of Xbox games.
Huge big shout out to my brother Peter Riley.
Yes, Peter Riley, friend of the podcast, brother of Paul, who's supplying a lovely shiny Xbox One for us.
Yay!
I'm quite excited actually. I know that I like to rag on the Xbox, but I'm quite excited about getting a wee bit of time playing some Xbox and checking out some of the games again.
Colin Little getting the Xbox 2.
I won't be doing that. So I wonder, should we tease? Should we give them a few?
Give us a couple.
Well, what do you want? What you want?
Can I pick a year?
Possibly, if I can remember. I haven't
I
written
don't
them
want
down.
you spoiling. What about
Hang on a minute. Let me just see if I've got this list somewhere.
1999? We're going to party like it's 1999 playing.
1999, we are going to be playing... Oh, you had to pick 1999. That's one of the years I'm not sure yet.
Okay, I'll pick another one.
No. I do know what we're playing in 1999. We are playing Jet Force Gemini.
Jet Force Gemini.
An N64 game made by Rare. We're going to be playing that in Rare Replay. It's a 3-player, third-person action game.
My.
Sounds fun.
You pick one.
2005.
2005.
The year I left high school.
Oh, I'm excited about 2005. 2005, we are going to be playing Warriors Come Out to Play.
Was that 2005?
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
We're going to be playing The Warriors Rockstar Classic.
My.
We're going to be beating up baseball furies. Any more? Anyone for any more?
Let's see, 2016.
Oh, I've not got that far yet. I'm still trying to work.
Let's go back the other way then.
Yeah.
1995.
I was going to say that with them. Psychic.
Great minds.
Do you know, 1995 is the tricky one. 1995 is the tricky one. It's the only one in that decade I haven't managed to get yet because it's quite a difficult year.
Can people write in and give you suggestions?
Well, there are a couple of suggestions that I would love to get a hold of. They're quite difficult to get a hold of. 1995 was Tekken 2.
Oh, that's a good game.
Full Throttle. Twisted Metal, the original.
Oh,
we played that, didn't we?
The original Worms.
Okay.
Came out in 1995, but I can't find a way to play the original Worms. But I'm looking into it. Rayman was also 1995.
Rayman, that's a game.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to think what else we're playing. We're going to be playing... Well, we're going to play a couple of Xbox classics this year. We're going to play... we're not going to play the original Halo. We're going to play Halo 2.
Controversial.
I think that's what we played in the Science Centre.
Yes, I think... Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't with you.
No.
I think
you have played it. I have played it. I've played it quite a lot. Halo 2 is good. We're also going to play the original Gears of War.
Oh, yes.
That's a good game.
We're going to play that. So we've got a whole bunch of the games. And I'll tell you this. This is the last one I'm going to tell you.
He's telling us.
We're going to start off with the 1992 side-scrolling beat-em-up classic, Streets of Rage 2.
Yeah.
Did we not play that last year?
We played Streets of Rage.
Okay.
We're going to play Streets of Rage 2. Ha! So, we're going a bit different. There's a new Streets of Rage, of course, coming this year. But yeah, we're going to play Streets of Rage 2.
Gary Hawk's ecstatic over there.
Cannot wait.
We've got loads to come. You're going to enjoy it. We're going to be streaming all of it on Twitch. Please do donate if you can. You can go to our Everyday Hero page. You'll be seeing us playing such games as Streets of Rage 2. We're going to be playing Jet Force Gemini. We're going to be playing Halo 2. We're going to be playing... what else did I say? I'm trying not to spoil anymore. We're going to be playing Gears of War.
The Warriors.
We're going to be playing the Warriors. We've got all sorts of stuff, and as we move later up, we're going to be playing a wee bit more of the indie side of things as well. Super ecstatic. You will be inundated on social media with this over the next week. I hope so. Yeah. If there's a particular year, a particular game you think we should do, it's not all locked in at the moment. So let us know what else you think we should be playing, and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com. So, Colin, I just want to say a few words about last week. That's fine. So, if you could leave the room. As most of you know, that me and Gary did a live podcast episode as part of the Paisley Youth Arts Festival last time. And it was great fun, wasn't it? Oh, it was amazing. It was really good. So good. It was really good to do things like quizzes and stuff like that and just get people involved. The audience were great. I just want to give a big thanks to Renfrewshire Leisure Arts team who got us in, as well as Outspoken Arts and Erskine Music Media Studio who helped us out. And well done to the quiz winners. Oh, yes. With your glorious games, Gary Hogg. Of Play Your Cards Right, which was very good, and I think Colin was the clear winner there. He got his whole round correct. No, I think Colin. Wait, Colin. You? No. So not only was I not fighted, but you replaced you. You replaced me with another a younger, Colin, better model. Another Colin who was good at quizzes. Who can I knew things? Yeah.
Yep.
He got all 10 in the right in his
A full
player
round,
cards, right?
didn't
Yeah,
he?
no one else got that.
Very good, very good. And then there was Craig as well, who was great, who looked after us quite well. And he took part in the quiz at the end and beat his son.
Oh, I did hear that. I did hear that. I was cheering that, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
To be
The
fair,
school of hard knocks here.
he did very well.
He beat by 1
deserve
point
to.
though, so it was,
Well,
it
in
was
the
very
end,
close.
yeah. And I do want to say a shout out to Ben, who is Craig's son. Just say hello, because apparently he's been a really dedicated listener. Went home and listened to all the episodes and things.
Hello, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, I don't know. Ben sounded quite young. What a games knowledge he has.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And okay. So maybe Craig won the quiz this year. But I tell you, I can't help but feel that Craig's days of winning quizzes are probably numbered.
You might not be wrong there.
The force is strong with young Ben.
Yeah. He was quite a demon at Smash Brothers as well, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, just beating everybody all over the park.
Yeah.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
Sensational.
So just a great big thanks to everyone that came down and listened to us. Ryan as well, our friend of the podcast, Ryan was down there, and that was great to see him. And it was a good wee crowd. It was not bad at all. Not bad at all.
I have to say, guys, I thought you did brilliant. I thought it was a really good episode. It sounded a lot of fun. I was gutted to not be there, but
you were sadly missed.
Yeah,
you were missed.
It went. It was great, and hopefully it will be the start of more. We'll do some more live episodes. Now we've got some ideas about format and what and what you guys felt worked. And
learned a lot. We learned a lot doing that. But you can listen to the podcast. It was episode 49 of the podcast. Do jump on and have a listen. Before we move on, I've got a couple of
Cozy's Crumbs.
I'll fire through these because I'm aware at the time. Basically, PS4 is now crossplay. They're out of beta and they're saying anybody can be crossplay if they want to be.
I see that.
Huzzah, hurrah. And Medal of Honor.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is going to be the first to do so.
Wow. What's
What's not clear is if they're going to allow people, or if anyone's going to do existing games. So, is FIFA 20 going to be crossplay or
Fortnite or
Fortnite already is.
Oh, it is.
That was the beta essentially.
Yep.
But PUBG is going to be crossplay as well. Rocket League's already crossplay. So Call of Duty is the first kind of AAA la-di-da coming out. So it'd be nice to see what happens with that.
Interesting to see whether Minecraft becomes crossplay.
Oh my, that'd be good.
It's the only version of Minecraft which isn't crossplay at the moment, but of course because of who owns Minecraft now, it'll be interesting to see. But it might break down the walls, and maybe some of the updates and all that will start coming back. You never know.
Could well be. Some people were saying, it's as for us, as developers, it's as easy as flicking a switch.
Oh wow!
And I think that's the case with a lot of developers, but perhaps smaller developers who haven't got the budget of already having this planned. It might not be the case.
But smaller developers probably weren't necessarily desperate for it straight away either. Or at least
I think it just completely depends on how the infrastructure of the game is worked up. So, but exciting to see. PS Now has lowered its cost to $8.99, which is not quite half, but not far off it. And it's also introduced a lot more PS4 games. God of War, Insomnia, Second Son. Infamous.
Infamous, yeah.
And Grand Theft Auto 5, I believe.
And it basically brings it more in line with the Xbox Games Pass.
Yes, I believe so.
What I did find out, though, was that the games like God of War and all that, they're only for a limited time.
For the 3 months or
and
something.
And then they're going to get switched out and be replaced with more.
Something else.
So rather than them being permanently on PS Now, they're going to have a period of time on it. And then they'll bring in some other big hitters. So it'll be sort of like refreshed rather than just being added to the library.
Necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It takes me longer than 3 months to play a game like that.
Well, that's true. I have to say, PS Now, I haven't played it for a long time, but it does work well. It does work. I was very skeptical about streaming a game. It works well.
Yeah, I'd heard it had a ropey start, but it's really kind of.
I've been an on and off subscriber.
Oh yeah.
And I actually streamed some of the horror games, so through PS Now and then through Live, and it held up quite well.
Yeah.
So there's a really good catalogue.
And you've been having internet problems as well.
Oh, don't start me.
Oh.
And yet it still held up with that, so that's quite impressive.
Maybe that's what broke it.
So that's your
Cozy's Crumbs.
Fantastic. Now we're going to look at some freebies. So games with gold, from the 1st of October to the 15th of October, you can get Tembo the Badass Elephant, which just sounds interesting. And that's a side-scroller platformer on Xbox One. And you get Disney's Bolt, which is an adventure... Bolt?
Disney's Bolt.
Disney's Bolt, which is an adventure game for the Xbox One with 360. From the 16th of October to the 31st of October, you can get Friday the 13th the game, which is a survival horror. And you can also get Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, another action adventure on the 360 and the Xbox One. PlayStation Plus this month, it gives us The Last of Us Remastered, quite well timed, I imagine.
Yes.
An action adventure spooky game. And, MLB The Show 19. Oh, Major League Baseball?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, good guess from me. Even though it says it right next to it. Which, if you like hitting balls, you should download that.
There you go.
It's
Gary Hogg-Simmons review.
it's a very baseball bat themed month for PS Plus.
So yeah.
You know, you can either hit baseballs or you can hit clickers in the face.
Clickers. Oh.
Very good. I actually thought that was Flipper the dolphin for a moment there. Another impression.
Right, time is marching on, gentlemen.
Certainly
Thank
is.
you for those, Gary. I think we should talk about a couple of games
We should, yeah.
that we have been playing.
Mhm.
Let's start with Jedi Knight II,
Okay.
which we were given by Aspire, I think it is.
Yep.
Who have done essentially the port of the old PC game
Mhm.
into PlayStation and Switch. We've been playing on PlayStation,
We have, yeah.
Mr. Little, and I streamed it the other night,
You did.
which you watched.
I
it,
was
and it
watching because I've never
good.
played it, so I was like, what's
Okay.
this all about?
Did you never play that? No.
Never.
Gosh, there you
No.
go. I played a lot of it when it was on PC, on the old MSN Gaming Zone.
Oh,
A lot of multiplayer. I don't remember the single player at all, as
witnessed.
as you'll see on the stream. Yes. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm slightly disappointed that it's not some sort of remaster.
I have to say, I think it looks quite good.
Is that because they've
considering
got janky teeth?
the
The janky teeth.
the
aye.
animations, the cutscenes don't look great.
They don't look great. I don't think anything's been touched really. I don't think anything's been.
No, well, not majorly. No,
I'm
the
not.
resolution's been improved a bit, obviously, and certain textures and things, but that's about it.
I think it's all just been smoothed over.
Well, yeah, I think-
I'm not convinced there's anything to write home about.
I don't think they ever really said it was a remaster.
No, they didn't. They didn't. That's
So it's never built as...
No, no, no.
It's
It's not
just
a remaster.
ported.
It's just a port, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I'd maybe have liked, in this age of remasters, I'd have liked to have seen something spruced up a bit.
It's very much a game that was designed for mouse and keyboard.
Yes.
It's so when I saw your stream, first thing I was saying was I'd have to turn that sensitivity right down. It was twitchy as hell watching you play. I don't know how you even managed to play it. It was
Well,
it was
I didn't.
it was jumping about so
Shooting
much.
like a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
First thing I did was jump the sensitivity down. I've only played a tiny little bit. I fell straight off a cliff because it's also incredibly dark on my telly.
Is it?
It's so dark. So I'm going to have to muck around with that. And I'm going to have to turn that auto aim thing off. That's horrendous.
Is there an auto?
There's an
aim?
auto aim thing, and I was
I've
lining
definitely
up,
not got that
I
one.
was lining up shots on stormtroopers, and I had lined up the perfect shot, and then the aim moved like it sort of like homed in on them. I kept missing folk.
Oh.
It's like,
How bizarre.
yeah, it's a bit janky, but I'm
very janky.
I'm quite looking forward. I'm looking forward to getting the lightsaber.
Well, see that in the
And the force
multiplayer,
power.
this is what I did a lot of in the multiplayer was the lightsaber fights and duels and things
Okay.
like that. So I'm interested to see how that feels because
With a controller.
my muscle memory might kick in a wee bit there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm interested to see that.
But one of my favourite things was like F2 or F3 or whatever you to use force push to throw people off of
Throw them off.
You love a force
platforms
push?
and stuff. I love a force push.
Used
yeah.
to do a wee bit of lightning, then wallop.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to properly playing. I played a tiny little bit of it. I saw some of your stuff. I was actually quite pleased to see the amount of FPS stuff because I constantly think of it as more of it being third person
Aye.
lightsaber stuff, but there's actually a lot of shooting, which appeals to me because I loved the original Dark Forces.
Yeah.
And it's got a real feel of that. Yeah, it's going to need a bit of mucking about in the set.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun though. It is fun. It is what it is.
I never realised it was FPS. I was like, what? And then we did notice that you do look like the main character, Paul. It's just a digital version of you.
As if I'd went to a gym.
Yeah. And I also find the stormtroopers very effeminate in their build.
They've kind of got a wee thing going on.
They're a wee bit skinny.
It's like
it's like they've all been in the diet.
Like an artist mannequin. You know, when you pose them.
Aren't you a little skinny to be a stormtrooper?
But you know, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to play more of it, and just I think I'll play through it and see how good it is.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to play a bit more.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to is the third one.
Yeah,
if the third one comes out, because that was a better game. If my memory serves.
Academy.
That might be a bit more fun, which will come with multiplayer.
And Jedi Academy also gave you the chance to be a baddie as well, did it not?
It may well have done, yeah.
Maybe it was in the multiplayer, but I remember being a baddie.
Jedi Academy had the best bit of marketing I've ever seen for a video game.
And what was that?
Specifically a Star Wars game. It came in a page of a magazine, and it had a wee bit like you would take a bit of cologne off.
All right.
And it was just a black page with stars, and on this wee bit of card that was stuck to the page, it says "Do not remove." And then, of course, when you took it off, it just said, "You've already failed."
So good,
brilliant,
so good. Yeah. So yeah, pleased to have a wee shot at it. Need to play a lot more of it. It is what it is. It's very much a port of an older game.
Yeah.
It's got that sort of sensibility, but it's still got that sort of. So there's loads of secrets because it's still got that FPS sort of Doom sensibility where there's lots of secret areas and lots of upgrades to get and all that sort of stuff. Labyrinthine style levels that I saw you getting lost for ages.
I was doing not bad for me, but I was getting lost.
But yeah, lots of fun, and it does. I mean, the voice, the stormtrooper voices are all. I mean, it feels like Star Wars.
Yeah,
it does feel
and
like
if memory serves, you know, obviously we've only scratched the surface, but the story was brilliant.
Yeah,
the story was very Star Wars and very.
Then is out on another blue milk run.
Yeah, there's your references there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about?
So I was playing Greedfall. Did my review. I know you've also been playing. We've been very lucky. We've been getting lots of lovely games sent to us to try out.
Yeah.
Greedfall is very cool. It's a sort of action RPG. It's got a real sort of feel of sort of Dragon Age Inquisition meets The Witcher.
Okay.
It's got that sort of feel. It's got this colonial idea. You go to this planet. You go to this.
Still
in Star Wars. You go to this island, this mythical island, looking for some sort of cure to this terrible disease called the Malachor that's basically laying waste to your mother in the game, but also your home city, and it's an ongoing thing. It's got a real sort of conscience to it. There's a real sort of feeling about colonialism. It sort of explores that sort of idea of just going around to these parts of the world and just trying to claim it. I've got to be really careful how I describe this because I don't want to give things away, but the whole sort of game is a real sort of study on those sort of effects and the sort of origins of them Malachor and where it potentially came from as well. And combat's great. I like the combat much more than, say, Dragon Age Inquisition. It feels a bit more arcadey. You mix between guns and weapons. You also swap between light weapons and heavy weapons, depending on armor and things like that. You have these massive monsters to kind of hunt and defeat. And again, there's a real sort of conscience to that as well. When you take these creatures down, you feel quite bad about doing it. It's almost got a sort of Shadow of the Colossus sort of feel to it in that sort of way. I mean, again, I'm loath to go too far into the story just now. We'll maybe do a sort of spoiler cast at some point about it once folk have had a chance, but I really would, if you're listening and it kind of feels like your sort of game, sounds like I would recommend playing it. You've played a little bit of it, Paul. You streamed some of it. Yeah.
I mean, I essentially streamed the tutorial again. Again, it holds you to a wee area before moving you on. I liked it. It's huge.
It is huge.
It's huge.
But it's huge in a sort of hub world way. It's not like a huge open world game like The Witcher.
Yeah.
It's much more sort of smaller, sort of bite-sized chunks, and you move from hub to hub. So it's still quite accessible, but you're right, it is pretty massive.
Yeah, as you say, it's the hubs, but there's a lot of hubs.
Yeah.
And they're big hubs as well. As I mentioned earlier, I'm one of these people that can't walk past a side quest, so I've not moved out. Once you move on from the tutorial, I've not moved out of that first wee section that you're in.
Wow.
Just because I get so distracted doing all the side quests.
Yeah, that's me. So I've gave up on the word games.
You run past somebody and you go, hey, can you help me here?
Yes, of course I can. I'm going to help you.
So yeah, I mean, I've played quite a lot of it, relatively. But as I say, I've not moved on. But it's good. It's nice, and I love the story. It is very kind of British Empire. It is fictional, but it is very British Empire. We're coming here to put a flag in the ground, and that's ours.
Do you have a flag?
And I like all the kind of factions that are all kind of fighting each other. Quite like that. The story is very thick, which is good.
It's quite dense, yeah.
But I have found myself going, just get to the end of this. Just get to the end of this conversation. I want to move on.
There are some rather large, very much like Dragon Age. There's these huge, sprawling conversations with lots of information, and it's not the sort of game that you can kind of shut off your brain and just sort of batter through a couple of missions. You kind of have to almost put your headphones on or whatever and sit and play the game.
And it's great because it paints the world really well.
Oh yeah,
all this kind of stuff. It is, as a living, breathing world with these people, and I know the lip syncing's getting a bit of slagging, but
hopefully that can be fixed.
Yeah.
There's a really interesting crafting side to the game. You can specialize in various talents,
which I've hardly touched actually.
Yeah, it's also good because it's not quite the same thing where generally in RPGs where it's like every level you get up, you get so many points and you can add. The kind of way there's like traits and there's talents and there's all that, and you don't always get points for everything. It's a much more of a gradual leveling up system, and to specialize in certain things you have to be much more you really have to think about what you want to upgrade, because that might be the only point you're going to get for like the next 4 or 5 levels before you can move up this tree. So it makes you a bit more discerning.
Well, I mean, a great example of that was in the first wee section where there was a mission where you had the opportunity to give a sleeping potion to guards so you could sneak in, blah blah. Oh, right. I couldn't do it because I couldn't craft. I'd put my thing into science.
I had the same sort of
so
problem.
I couldn't make it. So I had to do it another way. So.
Yeah, but there is multiple ways to do things, and it doesn't necessarily preclude you. But what it will do is it might exclude you. Sorry, but what it will do is it gives you different options.
Yeah.
There's science and there's a sort of magic side of things, and then there's obviously being a warrior and or being a diplomat as well. So there's loads of different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm quite impressed. I need to play some more of it.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Excellent. There's one other game we want to talk about.
Yeah, we'll keep it fairly brief because I'll probably be updating folk as we go on. But you and I, in particular, Paul, have been playing quite a lot of Red Dead Online.
We have. We're missing you, Gary Hogg, and your beautiful dresses.
I'm not much a cowboy.
Aye, but you could be.
I fall asleep riding the horse.
Well, you're much less likely to fall asleep now because there's a lot more to do.
There is a lot more to do.
They've finally added in. The roles are a lot more. We've been having a lot of fun as a bounty hunter.
Yeah, enjoying that.
They're adding in, there's legendary bounties every week.
Mm-hmm.
So far we've taken down, what was her name? Alcazar.
Barbara?
Barbarella?
Oh, you could be right there, Barbarella, yeah.
I can't remember. Alcazar. Then there was the Wolfman. We actually completed that on legendary difficulty.
Yeah, we did.
That was
got a buckle for it.
Horrifically difficult, wasn't it?
It was.
And
you streamed that? I think you were streaming that.
I did, yes. You can still see that on my Twitch. And then just last night we did the Owlhoot family,
which wasn't as exciting as we thought it would be.
No, I thought it was going to be much more. But
still,
I can't help but feel if we go up the difficulty levels, it might get a bit more challenging.
I like your thinking.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying that. I've been doing a lot of collecting as well.
So much more to do now.
The trader, I've not been doing quite as much with because the camp's still been very glitchy. The camp is not spawning even when you're requesting it at times, and as a result, you can't do trading if you've not got the camp. So that's a bit of a pity. I've not been doing as much of the trader. But what's been great is that Rockstar really are putting loads and loads of content in. There's so much more to do, and it's a great time to jump back in, I think.
I mean, that's
maybe
an advert.
I will. Maybe
Come
I will.
on, Gary. Get on your horse again.
Drink your milk.
Don't you talk to me like that when we're playing.
Give us a Clint Eastwood impression, Colin.
Not with
That
your
was
face.
That was an excellent.
That was an
Clint Eastwood
excellent one.
impression.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's
Didn't
an
work
audio
on radio.
podcast.
But you didn't specify. You did an excellent Clint Eastwood. Everybody knows what I did to be Clint Eastwood.
Yep. And you can.
Luckily enough, you didn't ask me to do like a Kevin Spacey impression or something like that. That would have been too
Not acceptable.
not acceptable. Exactly.
Not acceptable.
Exactly. Yeah. God, I'd been
that,
on.
I thought
I'd been on my
other
best
Kevin.
impression and my best impression. I'd been on my best behaviour, and then suddenly I just start dropping bombs. Anyway, yeah. So Red Dead Online definitely worth having a go.
Thanks, Colin. Thanks. Right, do you want some upcoming releases?
Do it.
Okie dokie. So, as we spoke about, Ghost Recon Breakpoint is out on the 4th of October.
Got to
That's
grab those pomegranates.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Breaking shins is illegal. Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, is out on the 4th as well for
Which
PS4,
is
Xbox One,
amazing.
That's a really
Switch,
good
and
game.
PC. You all done talking over me?
For now.
Are you going to pick that up, Gary Hogg?
Probably.
Ooh, what about you, Colin?
Probably not, but I have played it. It's very good.
There is no Dana because she didn't want to do it.
Oh, that's right.
Only
news is out.
Zool.
Yeah. Concrete Genie's coming out for the PS4 on the 8th. I've heard that's quite good.
Don't know anything about it.
Grid, the racing game for PS4, Xbox One, and PC is out on the 8th. Watch the space. Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince, platform, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on the 8th. This is getting good reviews as well, I believe.
Train games are good.
Yeah.
Well, that's just as well because you might be playing one of them next week.
Oh, we sneaky spoiler one again there.
Yep.
Where are we? Children of Morta, the RPG, is out on the 15th for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Overwatch is coming to the Switch on the 15th. Do you play Overwatch, any of you?
I played one game and it was highly addictive, and I might get it now.
Oh my.
None of it does look good though.
That doesn't appeal to me.
That's because you're rubbish at games
Well,
like
this
that.
is
Brian
true.
Byrne loves it.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the complete edition, is out on the Switch as well on the 15th.
The complete but slightly smaller version.
Do you know, I've still not played The Witcher 3.
It's so good.
It's lovely.
I don't think I'm going to get it for the Switch. I think I want to play it on the PS4
Yes.
and watch it in all its beauty. Little Town Heroes out on the 16th as well for the Switch. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, the RPG for PC and Switch on the 18th. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighbourville on a strategy game for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC is out on the 18th as well. And finally, the highly gimmicky Ring Fit Adventure Fitness RPG is out for the Switch on the 18th.
It's called what?
Yeah.
No.
It's so odd looking. The teaser trailer was just the people playing with their rings, and then that was it.
People play with a what?
Such a child. Such a child. Of course, just so we can give people reference here, the Ring Fit is to do with the new Switch controller where you put one of the Joy-Cons in an elastic band, essentially.
Yeah, but you strap it to all different bits of your body.
You can
don't
put
you?
it on all different bits of your body, yes. So you can put it, yes, on your chest, on your
Your
leg.
thigh,
Yeah.
other bits.
And you can use it as a bow and arrow and things like that. Can I
It's
mute
very
him?
odd.
Can I mute Colin Little? He's lost the plot. He needs to sum up in a minute as well. That's what's bothering me.
Exactly.
It's just the worst title ever. Ring.
Yeah.
Make sure your ring's fit.
Right, get your ring out. We're going to play a game.
Going to go on an adventure.
Oh dear.
So that's your upcoming releases anyway. Thank you.
That game sounds very Nintendo.
Yes,
Sounds
100%.
very-
Nintendo,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Very Nintendo.
I shall we bang it?
Anyway, moving very swiftly on, we have arrived to the end of a monumental and massive episode.
I fear we had to
50
we had to cram everything in that
We
second
did, we were-
half there.
bursting.
It's because we just like talking.
That's
Yeah.
it. We had to, just cram that in.
Yeah,
So,
aye.
yeah, so-
don't make me
No.
untick that family friendly.
So, yes, that was the episode that was episode 50.
Episode 50.
So, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you for listening and keeping us going to 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
It's been quite a long road.
Yeah.
Long road. But of course, we are not done. We have so much still to come. Next week, be sure to check our Twitch account. We don't know exactly which one we'll be on yet. We'll be figuring all that out, but we'll get all that on our social media.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. We will be starting at 7 p.m. on Friday the 11th, all the way through to 7 p.m. on Saturday the 12th. We're going to start with 1992 with Streets of Rage 2, and we're going to go all the way up to 2019 and raising every penny we can for the Edinburgh Children's Hospital charity.
Can I just say, don't be scared of Twitch.
No.
There's a few people that spoke to me that are a bit like, what's Twitch? I have no idea what that is. Don't be scared of it. It's exactly like YouTube, except it's live.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a wee video showing people how to sign up and things like that, because if you want to join in with the chat, which keeps us going at the wee small hours, it'd be great if you could do that. But don't be scared of it. It's not a mad gamer thing. It's just a site.
You can watch people cooking on it.
Exactly.
It doesn't cost you anything to set up. You just put an email address in and a wee password, and you can find us. You just hit the follow button and you'll be able to watch all of our stuff. As Gary said, it's not just video games. Folks Twitch themselves talking about loads of stuff.
Cooking,
makeup tutorials, cooking.
Lots of things.
People do board games.
Yep.
Stream them live. There's all sorts of
D&D.
stuff. But of course, we will be streaming our wonderful video games.
Do you think they'll be streaming Ring Fit?
Don't spoil my future podcast.
They really have to tick the mature one for that one. I think there's different websites for that sort of thing.
Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub if you particularly like anyone, and you get extra gaming goodies with Amazon Prime.
You do as well. Twitch Prime, all part of your Amazon Prime.
I didn't have to pay for my Bounty Hunter license in Red Dead Online because I'm a Twitch member.
Oh.
Did you? How'd you got with that, Colin?
Well, I also didn't have to pay for mine immediately after paying for mine.
Just think, if you hadn't paid for that, you'd
yes,
probably
I'm
have the
fully
gold.
aware that I'd be able to afford my Outlaw Pass that I've been grinding away to try and afford. Oh dear. Well, this was 50. There might not be an episode 51. Right, on that horrendous note of Schadenfreude, what we're going to do is we're going to say thank you very much. So, Paul, say goodbye.
This power plant is my legacy. I can't do it because I'm laughing.
That's his excuse.
Gary, say goodbye.
Bye.
Don't forget to keep your rings fit, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.